World Series from Williamsport, Pennsylvania. I'm Sebastian Salazar. So glad you could join us for tonight's showdown between unbeaten teams out of the international bracket. Representing the Japan region, we've got the youngsters from Kawaguchi City Little League. They'll face the kids from South Seoul Little League out of the South Korean capital. It is day 7 of the competition here in South Williamsport. Quick overview. Little League World Series, a division of Little League International. We've got competitors ages 9 to 13 here at the tournament. We began the tourney with 16 teams, 8 in the international bracket, 8 in the U.S. bracket, vying for the overall crown. That number is now down to just 6, including the 2 teams we're about to see. It is a modified double elimination tournament. So both these teams are 2-0 coming into tonight, neither facing elimination here this evening, although whoever wins advances directly into Saturday's International Championship. Let's get you caught up on how we got here. We'll start with the team from Japan. They won their opening game of the tournament 11-1 over the team from Spain out of the Europe-Africa region. That final score line, a little bit misleading. That game 1-1 into the 4th inning. Japan followed up that performance with a Sunday victory 4-2 over Panama, the Latin American representative here at the Little League World Series. The team from South Korea opened their campaign with a 4-2 win over Puerto Rico. That win, though, came in extra innings, and it came after a come-from-behind effort from the South Korean side. On Sunday, they followed the victory up with another victory, 5-1 over the team from Matamoros, Tamaulipas in Mexico. Now, whichever team doesn't win tonight will face Puerto Rico tomorrow for the right to face tonight's winner in the International Championship on Saturday. Puerto Rico 9-4 winners earlier today over Canada here at Volunteer Stadium. Just about set for first pitch. Japan, the visiting team. South Korea, the home team. So we'll get a look at the Japanese bats to start the top of the first. Young-hyun Kim, the pitcher for South Korea, he went 4 2/3 innings in this tournament. He's only allowed 1 earned run, and 13 of his 14 recorded outs have come via strikeout. First up for Japan, Masaumi Ikeuchi. Ikeuchi has 1 hit in the tournament. So far, it was a double. Kim with the delivery. Strike 2. 0-2 count, 0 outs. Ikeuchi patiently awaiting the pitch. Strike 3. Kim make it 14 of 15 recorded outs as strikeouts for the South Korean pitcher. Getting off to a sterling start here tonight. A reminder, this is the international bracket of the competition, just up the hill at the iconic Howard J. Lamade Stadium. We've got Hawaii taking on a team from Staten Island, New York. Both those teams also undefeated. That game right now live over on ESPN. Join us for a split-screen evening of Little League action, will you? Get your tablet, laptop, phone out. Fire up the TV as well. And you'll be the first to know who the first couple of entrants will be in Saturday's international and U.S. championships, respectively. Yuya Ito up to bat for Japan. Had a good tournament so far, 2 for 4. 3 runs batted in, scored a couple runs as well. Ito wearing the number 8 for the squad from Kawaguchi City. 1-1 the count, 1 out. Strike 2. Right start for Young-hyun Kim, pitcher for South Korea. Both these teams unbeaten. The winner will have a much easier path towards the international and potentially the overall crown. Another strikeout for Kim as he retires Ito. And we've got 2 outs in the top of the first. Mostly clear day here in South Williamsport. This on the heels of yesterday's total rain out. All 3 games on the Tuesday slate canceled due to weather. Masato Igarashi. Up to bat for Japan. Looking for a little 2-out lightning, top of the first. Kim delivers, strike 2. Igarashi 2 for 7 here at the Little League World Series. A couple RBIs to his credit. Strike 3. Kim retires the side. And we head to the bottom of the first. Japan, South Korea, tied at 0.
On deck of the Williamsport booth, take a swing at the virtual reality batting cage, catch a virtual pop-up, and take your chance at winning some great prizes like a pair of sports sunglasses. All at the Williamsport booth. As the official on-field cap of the Little League World Series, new era and 5th cap to the Little Leaguers from around the world competing here in Williamsport. Check them out in the Family Fun Zone and compete with a friend in a line drive game for a chance to win awesome prizes. Sitting the battery for Japan during the bottom of the first inning are catchers number 15, Masarume Kawaguchi, and our starting pitcher number 18, Shisei Fujimoto.
Welcome back to Volunteer Stadium in South Williamsport, Pennsylvania. International bracket competition of the 2018 Little League World Series between Japan and South Korea. Just about ready for the bottom of the first. Shisei Fujimoto on the mound for Japan. He is considered the team's ace through a complete game. And Japan's opening day win over Spain allowed just a single run. He struck out 10 batters in that contest. Jung-hyun Park, wearing the number 7 for South Korea, up to bat, 2 for 6 so far in the tournament, scored a couple runs. Showed bunt there, and Park will take strike 1. Fujimoto, a left-hander. Those of you familiar with the Little League World Series know these kids stay in what could best be compared to a dorm facility just up the hill here from Volunteer Stadium called the Grove. One of the key activities in the Grove, ping pong. My sources tell me Shisei Fujimoto may be the best ping pong player in the entire Grove. Which, other than winning the overall championship here, that's about the most important honor a kid can have in Williamsport, Pennsylvania, this late in the month of August. Fujimoto delivers a strike. Count now 2-2. No outs for Jung-hyun Park. Pitch outside, count now full, 3-2. Park looking to provide a leadoff runner for the squad from South Seoul Little League. Here comes the 3-2 pitch from Fujimoto. Foul tip into the glove of catcher Masaumi Ikeuchi. And the first out in the books for Team Japan. Fujimoto off to a strong start. It's set to face Ho Hyun Yeom. One and 0 the count. Fujimoto just outside. Ho Hyun Yeom ahead in the count, 2-0. Pinch hitting here is Yeom. 0-2 on the tournament. Looking for his first hit. Takes a hack at that one. Count moves to 2-1. One out here, bottom of the first. Japan and South Korea playing for a spot in Saturday's International Championship. You win that, you're in the overall championship on Sunday. One for all the marbles. Heading the count 2-0. Yeom's taking a couple of big swings here. Count now even at 2-2. Shisei Fujimoto. Bringing the heat, Fujimoto. Strikes out the batter. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Both these teams enter tonight 2-0. A loss doesn't eliminate you from title contention, but it makes the path to the overall crown much more complicated. Whoever doesn't take today's game will play again tomorrow against Puerto Rico. Kids from Guayama Little League, south edge of the island there. Picked up a 9-4 win today in an elimination ball game against the team from British Columbia, Canada. One and 0 to Ji Hyung Choi, and he delivers the first hit of the ball game. Choi out to left field for a single, and South Korea has a runner on first with 2 outs. Choi now 4 for 7 in the tournament. Single there, but he has delivered South Korea's only home run so far here at the Little League World Series. Gi Jung Kim, catcher for South Korea, taking a couple practice swings before he enters the batter's box. Entering tonight, he was tied for the team lead with 3 hits. Big part of this South Korean offense. Favorite movie? The Terminator. Do the math, all these kids were born well after the year 2000. How a movie like The Terminator is their favorite. Ball driven into left field. And this South Korean team, which has proven to be very aggressive on the base pass, now has runners at second and third. Big spot from Gi Jung Kim. The Terminator delivers. His fourth hit of the tournament for the South Korean catcher. Two on, two outs for the team from South Korea, looking to jump out to an early lead over Japan. Shisei Fujimoto working to get out of a jam. It's the first pitch by Shuho Choi. Choi 1 for 6 so far at the Little League World Series. One hit though was a double. Boy, that'd be big here. Pitch outside, 1-1. Big at bat for both Choi and Fujimoto. These two teams so stout defensively. Even the slightest lead could be decisive. Fujimoto loses a handle of that one. Plunks Choi. Good show of sportsmanship here from the Japanese pitcher. Goes over to shake Choi's hand, and now suddenly we got the bases loaded. South Korea threatening in the bottom of the first with 2 outs. After what seemed like a rather innocuous start to the bottom of the first, this team from South Seoul Little League now threatening. Young Hyun Kim, 0 for 4 here at the Little League World Series. Boy, great time for his first hit. Swings, drives it into right. This one's deep, up against the wall. Play at third, and Kim is safe. He clears the bases, and South Korea out to a 3-0 lead. How about that? 0 for 4 coming into that at bat for young Hyun Kim, and he delivers with 2 outs and the bases loaded. 3 runs come home, and South Korea out to an early lead. Woo Hyun Lee now at the plate. Also looking for his first hit of the Little League World Series. Coaches told us before the tournament he was one of the team's more skilled batters. Not a chance to knock in a run here with a runner on third. Big pitch for Fujimoto. Strike 1. Not an entirely unfamiliar position for the team from Japan. They trailed in their opening game against Spain. Strike 2 for Lee. Slightly different scenario. Spain able to jump out to a lead, though it was just a 1-run lead. Japan quickly leveling things before they took over in the late innings. Fujimoto looking to limit the damage to 3 runs here in the bottom of the first. He fights that one off. Count 1 and 2, 2 outs. By the way, important to note the pitch count you see down there at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. There is a pitch limit here at the Little League World Series, 85 pitches. And Fujimoto hits another batter. Lee will take first base, and South Korea has runners on the corners. That was the 24th pitch for Fujimoto. That's a lot for any inning, let alone the first. Looks like we may have our first mound meeting of the evening. This is the third game of the tournament for each of these two teams. Looks like we will have an early pitching change here for Team Japan. Fujimoto heads to the outfield. And he'll be replaced by Yuya Ito. So a real surprise here in the bottom of the first. South Korea has managed to drive in 3 runs, and they're threatening to add more. All, by the way, with 2 outs.
Also for Japan, moving to right field is number 18.
Ito's got some time to warm up here. When we get back underway, he'll face a difficult situation. Runners on the corners. 2 outs. And Japan hoping not to let South Korea get too far ahead in this one. Spot in the International Championship on Saturday on the line. Loser of tonight's game plays Puerto Rico tomorrow. And then the winner of that game will play the winner of tonight's game on Saturday. Of course, this tournament coming to an end on Sunday. Overall championship set for Sunday afternoon.
Number 15, Ji-Hong-John.
Ji-Hong-John up for South Korea with 2 outs. He's 1 for 2 so far in the tournament. Ito delivers his first pitch. Ball 1. Count moves to 1-1. Pitch ricochets off the catcher. Play at the plate. No. Young-Hyun Kim crosses to make it 4-0 South Korea. This is not the start we expected in this game. Both these teams so fundamentally sound. But the South Korean side taking advantage of a couple mistakes. And they now have a 4-run cushion here in the bottom of the first. These two nations have accounted for 6 of the last 8 Little League World Series champions between them. Do that math again. 7 of the last 9. 5 of those titles to Japan. I had it right. 6 of the last 8. 5 of those titles to Japan. 1 to South Korea. Team from South Korea last won the Little League World Series in 2014. Teams from Japan really the dominant power here in Williamsport, at least in this decade. 2010, 2012, 2013, 2015, and of course last year's champions Tokyo Kitasuna. Kitasuna 3 championships between 2012 and 2017. As John draws a walk. So 2 more runners on now for South Korea. The lead 4-0, and Japan still unable to get out of the bottom of the first. Lee-Jun Kim up to bat for South Korea. His favorite team, the Texas Rangers. Another Korean player looking for his first hit of the Little League World Series. Takes ball 1. Yuya Ito. Already the second Japanese pitcher we've seen so far here tonight. Ito delivers again, ball 2. You're watching the 2018 Little League World Series. This is the international bracket. Ball driven back up the middle. Could have a play at the plate. Here it comes. Runner is out. Great throw from center field. Daiki Tanaka with the cannon. And Japan ends the threat, but not before South Korea puts 4 on the board in the bottom of the first. We go to the second inning. South Korea 4, Japan 0.
From neighborhood ball fields to super speedways, Musco is committed to providing lighting solutions and services that leads can rely on for their budget and for the environment. Please visit musco.com for more information. The 2018 Little League World Series action continues.
from Williamsport, Pennsylvania, Sebastian Salazar, here with you on the call. Showdown of unbeatens between South Korea and Japan. Top of the second. Big bottom half of the opening frame for South Korea as they jump out to a 4-0 lead. Shisei Fujimoto up to bat for Japan. Started the game on the mound for the team from Kawaguchi City. Couldn't get out of the first inning though. Chance to help chip away at this lead now. Swing and a miss. Young Hyun Kim off to a strong start in this game on the mound for South Korea. Got Fujimoto in a hole. Shisei's favorite player, Aaron Judge. Pitch outside for a ball. Count goes to 1-2. A reminder, while this game's going on down here at Volunteer Stadium, up the hill at Howard J. Lamade Stadium, another matchup of unbeatens. Hawaii taking on New York. Hawaii has taken a 2-0 lead in the first inning of that game, as Fujimoto goes down swinging. Yet another strikeout for Young Hyun Kim. Hawaii, New York game, of course, live right now on ESPN. Encourage you to turn on your TVs, do the split screen thing with us here. Shinji Furusawa at the bat for Japan. Furusawa hacks that one down off what looked like his left foot. Shinji's a tough kid. How about this? He fractured his wrist earlier this summer. They were worried he might miss some of the build-up to this tournament, or maybe the tournament himself. So his dad, Takashi, made him eat dried sardines every day. He recovered in 3 weeks. That was less than half the expected time. So dried sardines, folks, help with the healing. Can they help with the hitting here for Team Japan? Count goes to 1-2 with one out. Japan trails South Korea 4-0 here, top of the second. Young Hyun Kim dealing on the mound and dealing efficiently. So far, just 17 pitches to retire the first 4 batters of this game. Ooh, nasty movement on that one. And he gets Furusawa looking. Kim's 5th strikeout of the game brings him to within an out, closing out this Japanese team in the top of the second. Kai Nagami may have something to say about that. Japanese left fielder falls behind in the count, 0-1. Coach is telling us before the tournament he was the team's most valuable player at their regional competition. So far, 1 for 5 for Nagami at the Little League World Series. 0-2. Nagami fouls it off. Stays alive for now, the best any of these Japanese batters can do against Young Hyun Kim. Some confusion here. That is strike 3. No confusion for Kim. His 6th strikeout of the evening. South Korea takes a 4-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the 2nd.
Please be sure to stop by their Little League gift shops to purchase your 2018 replica jersey, team t-shirt, and other souvenir apparel. The Little League athletes who move the game forward are creating the fuel to get you there. Tested in the lab, proven on the field. Gatorade Thirst Quencher, the proven sports fuel.
Ready now for the bottom of the 2nd. South Korea leads Japan 4-0 on the international side of the bracket here at the 2018 Little League World Series. Couple of unbeatens. So nobody facing direct elimination between these two teams tonight. Winner heads directly into Saturday's International Championship, though, giving them a much better chance at the overall crown. Jung-hyun Park up to bat here. Lead us off, bottom of the 2nd. Back to the top of the South Korean order. Park did strike out in the 1st inning. A bottom of the 1st that saw South Korea score 4 runs. Park comes from a baseball family. His older brother, Ju-hyun, plays pro ball in Korea's KBO League. Older brother, a left-handed pitcher. Big cut there for Park. As he falls behind in the count, 1-2. Yuya Ito on the mound for Japan. Park pops it up. Over from shortstop, Isaku Nakajima makes the play as Japan gets their first out of the bottom half of the 2nd inning. Not all that different from the start to the bottom half of the 1st inning, where South Korea did their damage with 2 outs. Jae-hyuk Lee, wearing the number 6, up to bat now for South Korea. Tried to get a bunt down, instead fouls it off. He'll go behind in the count, 0-1. Lee doesn't have a hit yet here in Williamsport, but the coaches tell us he is one of the team's best defensive players. Ito delivers a strike, and the count moves to 0-2. Lee fouls another pitch off. Had some brief showers before the start of this game, but clear skies above South Williamsport for now. Yesterday's action rained out. Kind of dodging rain throughout this 2018 edition of the Little League World Series. No dodging that one. Lee delivers a shot to left. He'll be happy with a single. South Korea with a runner on and one out. Ji-hyung Choi, big part of that big first inning for South Korea. Got things started with a 2-out single. Scored the first of those 4 runs. Facing a different pitcher now, though, in Yuya Ito. Shisei Fujimoto, the starter for Japan. Big contact here. And that's out of here. South Korea is mashing. Ji-hyung Choi. 6-0 to the crew from South Seoul, Little League. Choi's second home run of the tournament. As a stunned silence outside of the South Korean fans you can hear cheering falls over Volunteer Stadium. I don't think anyone saw this coming. Japan, the country that has produced 2 of the last 3 Little League World Series champions and 5 of the last 7 Little League World Series champions, sees this year's entrant into the field trailing 6-0 in the bottom of the 2nd inning. A 4-run explosion in the bottom of the 1st for South Korea, followed up by a 2nd inning blast from Ji-hyung Choi. We're going to have our second pitching change of the night for Team Japan. Yuya Ito giving way to Yudai Yuasa. A man wearing the number 7 for the team from Kawaguchi City. They are in some trouble here. Again, this is not an elimination game. Whoever doesn't win this evening's contest plays again tomorrow. They'll play Puerto Rico. Team from Guayama Little League defeated a team from Wale Little League out of Surrey, British Columbia earlier this afternoon on this very same Volunteer Stadium field by a final score of 9-4. Boy, we saw some big home runs in that game too, a couple of them actually, from Carlos de Jesus. His second clearing the trees that you just saw there in deep center field. Gi Jung Kim back up at the plate. Looks like that pitch caught a piece of Kim. Kim now down the first base line. We got a runner on with 1 out for South Korea. Japanese pitchers really struggling to find their control here in the early going. Something we have not seen so far from Team Japan. Won their first game 11-1. In their second game 4-2. In a brief delay here as one of the lights on the roof here at Volunteer Stadium has gone out. Umpire Michael Debelak in charge of the proceedings this evening as we wait for a fix. South Korea up 6-0 up the hill at Lamadi Stadium. Hawaii taking on New York live on ESPN. If you've been following this Little League World Series at all, you know the name Sean Yamaguchi. Well, how about this? The young man from Hawaii just hit a grand slam, and Hawaii now leads the team from Staten Island, New York, 6-0. Looks like we've sorted out the lighting problem. As Shuho Choi, wearing the number 10, steps to the plate. 1 on, 1 out. Yudai Yuasa with the delivery. Choi flares one into left center. And South Korea now has runners at first and second. Fun story on Shuho. His mom promised him an iPhone 8. He's never had an iPhone if he and his teammates won the Little League World Series, but Mom bought it for him before they made the trip out to Williamsport, and she just couldn't help herself. She ends up giving it to him before the flight over to the United States. He said, "No, Mom, we got to win before you give me the iPhone." Mom says, "You know what? You're already a champion to me." Everybody with me now. Aww. Choi making his mom proud with that hit, as South Korea is threatening to run away with this thing. Up 6-0, bottom of the second. They got 2 on with 1 out. And they got Young Hyun Kim at the plate, who's already done plenty of damage in this game. He had a 3 RBI double in the first inning. His favorite musician, Justin Bieber. Nothing despacito about this start for South Korea. Kim hits it into the shortstop Nakajima. Force play at third. The 2 on now and 2 outs for South Korea here in the bottom of the second. Already facing the third different Japanese pitcher, Yudai Yuasa, of the evening. Woo Hyun Lee pops this one up off the netting. The count 0-1. 2 on, 2 out. Yuasa looking to get out of the jam. Ball roped down the third baseline, just foul. Lee reached base in the first inning after he was hit by a pitch. Finds himself behind in the count, 0-2. Pitch outside, ball 1. Yuasa's pitch giving Masaomi Ikeuchi behind home plate a little bit of trouble, though Ikeuchi quick off his feet, able to gather and prevent either one of the South Korean runners from advancing. Good defensive play by the catcher. Ball 3 now got a full count, 3-2. 2 on, 2 outs. Woo Hyun Lee at the plate. Lee flares this one to right. She's safe. Fujimoto under it. Makes the grab. And the second inning comes to an end, but not before South Korea adds to their lead. Their advantage now 6-0 as we head to the third.
Resilience and focus. These are traits that make a great player. The Real Cost campaign reminds you that none of them come from Hannah's backer. Hopeless doesn't mean harmless. To learn more, find The Real Cost on Facebook and Instagram. Did you know the official laundry products of the Williamsport series, All and Snuggle, are trusted to wash every uniform here at the series? Visit All and Snuggle in the Family Fun Zone to strike out stains and catch and release odors while winning great prizes like limited edition pins, snuggle bears, and more. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a live look at Williamsport Stadium. Hawaii is ahead 6-0. Bottom second. Correction, 7-0. Bottom second.
We welcome you back as we get set for the top of the herd here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Japan and South Korea going head-to-head here in the international bracket. South Korea racing out to a 6-run lead through the first 2 innings of play at Volunteer Stadium. And we're enjoying a gem of an early performance anyway from Young Hyun Kim, the South Korean pitcher. He struck out all 6 batters so far, and so far in this tournament, of the 20 outs he's recorded, 19 have been via strikeout. Pinch hitter in here for Japan, Takumi Nakata. 1 for 2 so far in the tournament for Nakata. Will he be the one to provide the spark to this so far dormant Japanese offense? Count 1-0. Nakata showing bunt, takes a strike, 1-1. Kim missing just outside. Two balls, one strike to Nakata. Strike two, 2-2. Japan in desperate need of a spark and in desperate need, frankly, of a base runner. They've been unable to touch Young Hyun Kim through the first 2 innings of play. South Korean pitcher continuing his dominant ways here in Williamsport. Nakata to third base. How about that for a play? Tae Hyun Kim, take a bow, young man. Young Hyun Kim hasn't needed much help from his defense, but he certainly gets it there. Great play at third base from Kim as South Korea records the first out of the top of the third. Eisaku Nakajima up for Team Japan. Nakajima drives it into the left, and Japan have their first hit of the game. The Kendama Master delivers for Kawaguchi City Little League. Next question is, what's Kendama? It's a traditional Japanese skill toy. Stick with a basket and a ball and a string. Made of wood. Eisaku carries it with him wherever he goes. He brought one here even to Williamsport. Got it up in the Grove. Works on it all the time. Unless he's working on his hitting, which he was right there. And Japan has their first base runner of the evening.
Our batter, the second baseman, number 1, Soya Ebihara.
Soya Ebihara, fan of the New York Yankees. 1 on, 1 out. Big swing from Ebihara as Kim sends him chasing. 6-0 here between South Korea and Japan. 4 runs in the bottom half of the first for South Korea. They added 2 more in the bottom half of the second. Got a special pinch runner over on first, Yuta Shimizu for Team Japan. Oh, 0-2 count. Pitch gets past the catcher. Shimizu takes off. And the special pinch runner with a heads-up play. Japan now with a runner in scoring position. Can't get it all back in one swing, but a good chance here for Japan to chip away at this 6-run South Korean lead. Can Soya Ebihara be the guy to provide the RBI? He's 0 for 2 so far in the tournament, has scored a run. Would like to drive one in here. Got behind on that one as Kim racks up yet another strikeout. Number 7 on the evening for the South Korean pitcher. Up to bat now, Masaumi Ikeuchi. Ikeuchi struck out in the first inning. Got a man on second with 2 outs here in the third. favorite subject, math. Kept his bat on his shoulder there, and the count goes to 1-1. Young-hyun Kim working on a gem. Pitch number 36. Right down the pike. Strike two. Just outside. Kim narrowly missing his 8th strikeout of the evening. 2-2 count. 2 outs. Score 6-0 here in the top of the third. Japan without a run yet, but with a runner in scoring position. Ikeuchi at the plate. Swing and a miss. Young-hyun Kim is cruising. South Korea 6, Japan 0. We're headed to the bottom of the third.
Baseball Factory, the official player development partner of Little League Baseball, creates highlight videos and scouting reports for every player in the World Series. Check it out at baseballfactory.com/LLWS. Baseball Factory, build your way to greatness. Hey fans, Dick's Sporting Goods is proud to be an official sponsor of the Little League World Series. Be sure to visit the Dick's Sporting Goods booth to check out our virtual reality home run derby, create your own baseball card, all famous plays in Little League World Series history from the broadcast booth, and grab one of our exclusive pins. Every season starts at Dick's.
Welcome back to ESPN's coverage of the 2018 Little League World Series from South Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Sebastian Salazar here with you from Volunteer Stadium. International bracket matchup between Japan and South Korea. Both these teams winners in each of their first 2 games of the tournament. So a spot in Saturday's International Championship on the line here as we get set to start the bottom of the third. South Korea out to a big 6-0 lead as Tae-hyun Kim steps to the plate. His favorite athlete, Steph Curry. Yudai Yuasa on the mound for Japan. Japan already on their 3rd pitcher of the evening. South Korea scoring 4 runs in the first, 2 in the second. Kim with a big cut there as he falls behind in the count, 0-2. Kim 1 for 5 here at the Little League World Series. His one hit, though, a double. Masaomi Ikeuchi, the catcher for Japan, setting up way outside on that one. Ball 1, count goes to 1-2. Right back at Yuasa. Fires to first. And there's out number 1. Heads up play from the young Japanese pitcher. Fielding his position awfully well as he forces Tae-hyun Kim into a ground out. Jun-woo Lim. Favorite actor Tom Cruise. All right. Had a single in the first inning. And Jun-woo wants to be an actor. Check swing there. He did not go. That's ball 2. Right down Main Street from Yuasa. Count now 2-1. Count now 3-1. Liam looking for his second hit of the game. Turned the corner on that one. Into foul territory. Hawaii, in our game just up the hill at Lamade Stadium, has now pushed their lead over New York to 7-0 going into the bottom of the third. Akai Kea, no hits allowed through 3 innings for Team Hawaii. As Yuasa offers a strikeout, sending Jun-woo Lim back to the South Korean dugout. 2 outs here, bottom of the third. South Korea still on top 6-0. We are going to have our third pitching change for Team Japan already here in the bottom of the third inning. Eisaku Nakajima coming in from second base. He'll take over on the mound after Yudai Yuasa retired the last batter. And maybe Eisaku is feeling a little bit lucky. He lost a tooth last night. It's breaking news just into the newsroom here in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Our sources tell us it was a molar and that the tooth fairy came and left some cash under his pillow. Not a whole lot, just 25 cents we're told, but enough to do some damage, maybe play a video game or two up in the Grove. Really do have to give a shout out to our research team. The fact that we can tell you when these kids lose a tooth is a credit to their excellent work. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. South Korea, with plenty of bite in their attack, have jumped out to a 6-0 lead over this team from Kawaguchi City in Japan. Nakajima will be our 4th Japanese pitcher of the night. Real surprise here at Volunteer Stadium. Big surprise up the hill at Lamadi Stadium as well. Both games tonight were matchups between two unbeaten teams. And so far, neither game particularly close. South Korea up 6-0 right now over Japan, and up the hill, Hawaii enjoying a 7-0 advantage over the team from Staten Island, New York. A reminder, that game live right now on ESPN. We can't remind you enough. Do the split screen thing with us. Follow the international bracket here on ESPN 3 over on your television. Watch the two remaining unbeatens on the U.S. side of the bracket. Big day coming Saturday. Got the International Championship and then the U.S. Championship. And how about Sunday? Overall final, third place game in the morning as well. Should be a lot of fun as we put a bow on the 2018 Little League World Series. But a long way to go till then. And a long way to go here in this game. Jung-hyun Park will be the batter as soon as we get back underway. Aisaku Nakajima ready to deliver. Nobody on, 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. And Nakajima provides strike one. Park pops it up to short. And Shinji Furusawa makes the play to end the third inning. South Korea 6, Japan 0. Top of the fourth, up next.
Chick-fil-A is a proud partner of Little League and the Little League World Series, and we welcome you to Williamsport. We'd like to offer any fan who opens or downloads the Chick-fil-A app on their phone a free Chick-fil-A breakfast entree. Enjoy the games. Hey baseball fans, come visit the Canon booth to craft, capture, and print your way to the exclusive 2018 Canon pin. Print out your favorite photos, customize a cheer sign, and craft a custom baseball card at one of our 3 Canon photo spots. Plus, take a swing at a chance to win free Canon gear, like printers and other products, to make this season last a lifetime.
First pitch of the top of the fourth inning, just a few minutes away here at Volunteer Stadium in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Japan and South Korea playing in the international bracket. Team from South Seoul Little League racing out to a 6-0 lead in this game. Just up the hill, Hawaii now up 9-0. Sean Yamaguchi, one of the stars for the team from Hawaii, now with 5 RBI on the night. Talk about coming up big in a big spot for that young man. Hawaii looking to punch their ticket into the U.S. final on Saturday. Earlier in the broadcast, we mentioned all the fun that's had up in the Grove. Well, it's all fun and games until somebody gets hurt, and unfortunately we have an injury to report for Team Japan. Number 16, Kenji Takada, slipped in the bathroom and fractured his right wrist. So he is obviously not playing tonight. We wish our best for a speedy recovery for Kenji. Feel bad for the young man. Make it all the way out here to Williamsport, no small accomplishment. And then get injured. No doubt he'll be cheering hard for his teammates here in the top of the fourth, though. As Yuta Shimizu, 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored so far in this tournament. Takes a big hack at that pitch. He's fallen behind in the count here. 1-2. Shimizu, a pinch hitter to start the fourth inning for Team Japan. Favorite team, the Seibu Lions of Japanese baseball fame. Young-hyun Kim turning in a dominant outing for South Korea. Yet another strikeout for Kim. And perhaps the most impressive part, the efficiency. We're in the top of the fourth inning, and this kid has only thrown 43 pitches. 9 strikeouts for Young-hyun Kim. Masato Igarashi. Third baseman for Team Japan. Masato's favorite food, white rice. There's a story there. As he falls behind in the count, 0-2 with 1 out. Idolizes his older brothers. They were trying to put on some weight for their own baseball careers. So he'd stay up late as a kid and eat bowls and bowls of white rice. Unfortunately, white rice won't help you catch up to the fastball of that young man, Young-hyun Kim. 10th strikeout of the evening. Absolutely rolling. As South Korea registers the second out of the top of the fourth inning. Shisei Fujimoto. Number 18 for Japan steps to the plate. Count 0-1 to Fujimoto. Kim the delivery. Good job by Fujimoto just to get out of the way of that one. Kim's got that kind of sidearm delivery. Especially tricky for batters of this age. Fujimoto puts it in play, but can't get it past Jae-hyuk Lee as South Korea squashes the Japanese threat. 6-0. South Korea on top as we head to the bottom of the fourth.
And it's the middle of the fourth inning. Time to stand up, stretch, and listen to Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
We move to the bottom of the fourth here at Volunteer Stadium. South Korea and Japan. South Korea on top 6-0. 4 runs in the first inning, 2 in the second for this team from South Seoul, Italy.
Leading on the bottom of the fourth inning for Asia Pacific, the second baseman, number 6,
Jae-hyuk Lee singled in that second inning. Scored a run as well.
Japan re-entered the game in center field is number 8, Yuya Ito.
Eisaku Nakajima still on the mound for Team Japan. Offers up a right-handed delivery there. Ball. No strike. Count goes to 0-2. Pitch outside from Nakajima. Lee, the second baseman for South Korea here. Eyes that one up, decides to take a pass, 2-2. Big game going on right here on ESPN 3. Live on ESPN right now. Hawaii taking on New York. Big lead for the team from Hawaii. Whichever teams don't win tonight, get right back at it tomorrow. On this side of the bracket, that means a matchup with Puerto Rico, who beat Canada earlier today by a final score 9-4. On the U.S. side of the bracket, it means a showdown with a team from Georgia, who defeated Michigan earlier this afternoon. Ji-Young Choi, 2 for 2 tonight with a single and a home run. Got a couple homers already in this tournament. You hear quite a raucous cheer coming from these South Korean fans. South Korea started the tournament with only 5 parents in attendance, 5 moms. We're told most of the dads had to stay home in South Korea for work. Choi doing work here as he picks up his 3rd hit of the game. A single into left field. A 6th South Korean mom has since joined the contingent. But there's a lot more noise than just 6 people here. The local Korean American community, and not just this year, every year, does an awesome job supporting the entrant from South Korea, if there is one. Of course, South Korea, part of the Asia-Pacific region. And when I say local Korean American community, it not just limited to central Pennsylvania. We met a gentleman by the name of Paul Kang earlier in the tournament, drove up from Vienna, Virginia. Got 3 kids of his own. They all play Little League. Got 4 kids of his own, 3 boys. The 3 boys play Little League. They've gotten to hang out with the South Korean kids. You know, there was a big dinner on Monday night. Hee-Jung Kim smashes that one into left. Another run comes across for South Korea. They push their lead to 7-0. A double for Kim, his 2nd of the night. He's 2 for 2. Was also hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning. Big game for number 24. No matter how many times we look at it, that scoreboard, frankly, folks, is a surprise. South Korea up 7-0 on Japan. Figured this game would be competitive, with two of the best teams on the international side of the bracket, but South Korea continuing their torrid play at the plate. And they've put up yet another run. 8-0 to the crew from South Seoul, Little League. Suho Choi hit by a pitch in the first, singled in the second inning, and here with an RBI double. Young-hyun Kim takes a look at strike one from Nakajima. 2 on, no outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Again, the team that doesn't win tonight is not eliminated from competition. They'll play Puerto Rico tomorrow. Nakajima. It's a strike call on the inside. Kim dominant on the mound, 10 strikeouts so far tonight. Helped his own cause with a 3-run double in the first. Turning into one of the star players here on the international side of the bracket. Chase that one though. Count goes to 0-2. "15 pitches in, Pareisaku Nakajima. Young-hyun Kim. Pitch outside, ball one. Kim another chance to help his own cause. Couple of runners in scoring position for South Korea. Oh, and he turned on that one. Get down. If these two runners score, we will have a 10-0 score line. And here in the bottom of the fourth inning, we will have the implementation of the 10-run rule. What would be a totally shocking outcome to this game. And folks, that's it. South Korea with an absolutely dominant performance, and the young man who led it off on the mound right there, Young-hyun Kim, has ended it at the plate. A 2-run double into left, and South Korea, on the strength of 11 hits, wins this game over Team Japan by final score, a shocking final score of 10-0. The kids from South Seoul Little League head over in front of the Japanese parents to take a well-deserved bow. Their counterparts doing the same. And now, those South Korean fans, those that have traveled from Seoul and those that have traveled from parts all over here in the United States, get to greet their heroes. The chief among them, number 14, Young-hyun Kim. How about this? 2 doubles, 5 RBI on the night. Oh, and by the way, on the mound, he allowed just a single hit and struck out 10. Can't do much more in a single game than that. South Korea, your winners tonight by a final score of 10-0. Kim perhaps powered by his favorite pregame meal we learned earlier in the tournament. It is eel over rice eel. Perhaps not the easiest thing to get here in central Pennsylvania, but they seem to have found it, and found it in plentiful supply. Young Hyun Kim with a game for the ages. South Korea 10-0 winners. They advance to Saturday's International Championship. Japan lives to play another day. They'll face Puerto Rico tomorrow, and the winner of that game gets South Korea on Saturday. For our entire crew here at ESPN, I'm Sebastian Salazar. Thanks for watching this game between South Korea and Japan. Once again, final in 4 innings from the Little League World Series. South Korea 10, Japan 0.